Hello, welcome to another Nickjitsu guitar video. Today I'm going to be doing another one of these kind of guitar versus synth type things. And I'm going to be looking at the song Jump. Not the one by the Pointer Sisters, and not the one by Derek and Clive, but the one by Van Halen. This is the guitar sound I'm going to use. And then this is the keyboard sound I'm going to use. And, ooh, look, this is the beer I'm drinking. Freyjoch, that's it. And it's a heather ale. Don't know who she is, but she tastes lovely. If I came to you and said, I've got this great song, you'd probably stick me in a cold dark room with a tea cosy and see how long it took me to stick it on my head. If we change our way of thinking a little bit and start using the cage system and start using a little bit of chord inversions, then you get this. So the keyboard was originally an Oberheim OBX-a, but the ES2 has a fantastic jump sound. So I just set up two of them, one with that lower note, and then one with the rest of it, like that. What Van Halen's actually playing is he's playing G. Now that's the G that you normally play up at the 10th position, and it's the A shape, and he's just playing the top three notes. So he's playing a G, B and a D. And then he's playing a C. Now that's kind of like a normal C, but it's up in the 12th position. So it's C using the C shape essentially. Or you can think of it as C using the D shape. And then you're back to, you go to the F. And the F is just the same as that G. It's based on that 8th fret, 8th position G, using the A shape. And it's just the F, A, C. Back to G again. And then back to C, up at the 12th fret. And then down to the F. Now what he does, he plays that once. Now that is a kind of normal F. Then he changes to a second inversion F. What that means is that when you've got a normal F, you've got F, A and C. If you put the A on the bottom, that becomes a first inversion. It means that you've got to put the F on the top. That becomes a first inversion. And then when you put the C on the bottom, and you've got to put the A on the top. So we'll move it down here. You've got C, F, and then A. That's your second inversion. And then all he does there is he plays a kind of like a C, but it's still over an F chord. So there's your C in the 8th position, and he's playing C, E, and G there. But he's put an F on the bottom. And then the very last chord should be a G. But what he's done is he's put a G sus4. So when you put the whole thing together, like that, sounds really cool. Now I've got a little trick that I use. You might have noticed that when I was playing the intro, when I was playing it all together, I've got this long note on the bottom, listen. And that, even if I just do a quick like that, the note will keep going. And that's because I've got a really slow release on it. And it only covers the notes from G up to G for 1 octave. So from there and there, you can hear there's a really long release. If I go up a fret, it's just normal, like that, you see? So what that does, that means for the intro, I hear these lower notes have a longer release on them. It's like I'm holding them down with that hand and then playing the triad with that hand. Easy, there you go. All Van Halen's easy until you start to play it. Once you get to the bridge part, things change ever so slightly. And again, I'll just show you the synth part just now. What he does, he plays an open A. No, he doesn't, because he's playing keyboards. He plays an A, and then you play this little figure. Something like that. All I'm doing is playing an open A, and then playing an A on the D string, which is at the 7th fret, and then I'm playing between 4 and 5 on the G. And then basically go down a scale. It's like going down an A minor scale from the note of C. I'm playing the 5th fret, then the 4th fret on the G, and then the 7th fret on the D, and then the 5th fret on the D. Like that. When you're doing the keyboard part, you just strum it, or you can use your fingers and do the hybrid technique, but you can see that I'm alternating. Kind of emulate the keyboard part a little bit more, like that. And then all that he does from there is he plays an F using the C shape, just the bottom part of it. So F, A, and C twice, and then he plays a G. Sorry, it's not a G, it's a C, but using the G shape. But he's only playing the first inversion. So then what he does is he infers this kind of D minor thing. He doesn't play it, he just kind of hints at it. So he's playing the 5th fret on the A string, 7th fret on the G string, and then back to the 5th fret on the A string. And then he plays the 7th fret on the D string, back to the 7th fret on the G. And then back to the root note again. And then he plays the 8th fret and the 7th fret on the A string. Like that. I prefer to play that with my fingers, just when I'm playing the synth part. Like that. Sometimes you can hit 2 notes together. You can play it how you want. Van Halen plays it differently every time, pretty much. You play the whole thing 3 times, and then you play the last time F, C, and you go to a G power chord, which is just the 5th fret on the D, the 7th fret on the G, and then the 8th fret on the B. And you alternate between the 5th fret and the 7th fret on the G string. Like that. And then you're back to the... like that. Now when I play the bridge, when I'm playing guitar, I'll follow more of the guitar part than I will the bridge part. So what I'm doing, I'll play an A minor when it comes to that section. So you get this. So the guitar takes over what the keyboard would normally be playing. And then instead of playing the keyboard line, what I do is I play the guitar part. I'm playing I'm just playing the notes one at a time, and then playing the C, and then just playing a single note here, which is the 7th to the 9th fret and back again. So that whole bridge section there you go, and then we're back into the riff. And then when it gets to the guitar solo, I'll do the guitar solo. What the keyboard does is a really kind of busy figure underneath that's based on B flat minor, G flat major, A flat major, and D flat major. It's kind of doing this thing. Asia! But again, being Van Halen, totally different. He's playing that. What a weird line that is. So you start off by playing 6th fret on the bottom E and the 9th fret on the top E, and then you're going to go down to the 6th fret on the top E. So you're going to play this. Like that. And you've got to try and make that 1 and 2. And then you go on to the next bit, which is playing a G flat, which is the 2nd fret on the E string. And you're playing the 2nd fret on the top E string as well, but playing this little figure. So that's 2, 6, 4. Like that. And then you go up 2 frets, you're playing the 4th fret on the bottom string, and then the 4th fret on the B and the E strings. Like that, all separate. And then what I do for the next chord, for the D flat, is I play a D flat on the A string. So that's the 4th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the G. I play them together, and what you're going to do is you're going to play this little figure. What I'm doing there is I'm playing 6th fret on the G, 7th fret on the B, 4th fret on the B, and then back to 6th fret on the G. Like that. And then just rinse and repeat. So that brings me very neatly to another drink of beer, the keyboard solo. What I tend to do is the very last note of the guitar solo is a bit annoying because it carries on into the keyboard solo. So I'll keep that 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll start the second half of the keyboard solo. Right, I hope you're sitting down for this because this is quite a challenge. Again, it's quite easy until you start to play it. We start off with this G major arpeggio, and all you're doing, this is all going to be on the B string initially. You're going to play 15, 12 and 8 on the B string twice, and then you're going to extend that up to 17. Pinky is going to come up to 13. You're going to keep your finger on the 8th fret there. You do that twice, then you come back to the original one, the G, play that 3 times, and then you're going to go down to an F. Now, G from F, just down 2 frets, so you're playing 13, 10 and 6. What do you do when you pick during all this? You can either try and hold it in your fingers, which I'm not very good at, or you can lick it and stick it on your forehead. You notice that I'm playing 2, 2, 3 and 3, like that. Very weird, it gives you 10. It's Van Halen. So the next little bit is played all on the G string, and we're going to be playing 16, 12 and 7. And again, you play that twice, and then I've tried doing it all on the same string, and there's too much spill. I couldn't get it even enough. So I elected to go up to the F right there. And what you do is you go between the G, F, G, F, G, F twice, back to G twice. Like that. You'd never think that was just 2 chords, would you? And then the next one, you go down to F, play that twice, And that is just the 14th fret, the 10th fret and the 5th fret. Up to a G, and then back to an F, back to a G, and then you cross over up to the F, G, F, G, F. Like that. Again, 2 chords. Very clever, isn't it? And then, you thought you were having fun before. This is where the fun really begins, because what you do here is you've got to play, it's like a G sus4 arpeggio. You play the 12th fret on the G, and then you play the 13th fret on the B, and the 15th fret on the B, and then I tap, what's that, the 20th fret on the B. So you get, and you come back to the 15th fret on the B. Like that. And that's basically a G sus4 arpeggio. So the next little bit, the kind of finale of that little solo, it's all done on the G string apart from the last note. And what I'm going to be playing is this little figure. Oh, there you go. There's a bit of D string action in there as well. So you're playing the 5th, the 7th and the 9th. And then that again. But the second time you play it, you go up to the 12th. And then you play the 5th. And then up to the 9th. Back to the 5th. And then the 7th. Play that twice. Back to the 9th fret. And you're going to kind of spell out a C major chord. 9th fret. And then you play the 10th fret on the D. And then the, what's that, the 8th fret on the E. Like that. When I play it live, I play it like this. And then back into it like that. Why did I do that? Because it looks cool. So that's how you put together all the different parts of the song. How you put it together and how you put the guitar part with the synth part, it's completely up to you. But I hope that's given you a little insight as to how I do it. And it's not completely accurate to the synth part, and it's not completely accurate to the guitar part. It's kind of a kind of meeting in the middle, which is the way that I play most of the songs that I do live. I've said it before, the funny thing is that the audience does not know the difference. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was insightful for you and give you some ideas. It shows you the power of learning the cage system and learning chord inversions. You can take something that would sound fairly mundane otherwise and turn it into a really cool riff and really catchy riff. So don't forget, do the like, subscribe and the bell and all that kind of thing. And from me, my guitar, Freyr Beer, Slantjever. Cheers, see you on the next one. As I was walking down the street one day, I saw a house on fire. There was a man standing at an upper story window, shouting and screaming at the crowd that had gathered there below, for he was so afraid. Jump, you